Welcome to our podcast, Below the Belt. Good to have each and every one of you with us today, wherever you're joining us from around the world. Welcome to our international podcast, Below the Belt. Folks, our podcast is going to be available on Spotify very, very soon. That is the Apple podcast system, and we're going to be available as well on Google Podcasts. Folks, we are spreading our wings. It's a new year, and we are venturing into new directions. Same program, same content, but we want as many persons to be able to benefit from it as possible. And tomorrow morning, we're launching our morning program. We hope you join us at 8 o'clock tomorrow, right here on social media. We're launching our morning program. Stay tuned for that. For that. Good to have each and every one of you joining us. I see lots of you are lined up already. I see Mbali Clark is there. Mbali, how you doing? How you doing? Denise Booker is with us as well. Claire Alexis Chomley Richmond. Hey to Michaela Webster. I see you. Magnell Barrow. Good to see you, folks. Tessa Isaacs Graves Zandi is with us as well. Folks, don't let me waste time. Soon you come on, we ask you guys to share the live stream, share the podcast, share our international podcast. Share it so other persons can get the valid and credible information. Folks, we have a different program today. We're going to be talking with a family member of Jesus Gonzalez. Jesus Gonzalez and their fight for justice. We're going to be talking with a member of that family shortly. Now, just to give you guys a bit of background as we come on, was 13 when he met his demise, and he's actually being buried today. He was hit in the head with a steel object by another 13-year-old, and the family is asking for justice today, asking for justice for their 13-year-old Jesus Gonzalez. And, they deserve justice as well. The matter seemed to have drawn a blank with the police force, and it seems as though they have lost their son, their loved one, their grandson, a son, a member of their family, and nothing's going to become of this matter. And they're asking for justice in this matter. We're going to be talking with a member of their family shortly and getting some more details about this story. We were made to understand there was an intervention by a social media commentator as well. And what they were hoping for to be publicity on this issue, they are alleging that the social media commentator Tech Pay, and now the story has gone cold, and they're simply asking for justice for young Jesus Gonzalez, who again was hit in the head with a steel object, and there seemed to be no redress for this matter in their eyes. And we're going to be joined, as I said, by a member of their family a little later on in the program. So I want to prepare you for that. But our housekeeping matters first, guys. How are you guys doing? How was your weekend? Hope you took some time for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. Tomorrow's promised to no one, and we hope that you guys use this time, as we say, for some self-care, to be gentle with yourselves over the weekend, to catch up with family and friends, to catch up with yourself. Perhaps you do some reading, take yourself out, grab a movie, all of that. We hope that you would have some part of that would have interested you, and you would have had some time for you, for family. And sometimes we spend a lot of time running behind family, making sure they're okay. But sometimes we got to make sure we put on our own mask. We got to put on our own mask first, and then we attend to others. That is the airplane analogy or airplane allegory. You take care of yourself first, put on your own mask first, and then you attend to others. Folks, where we are, the national capital city, the oil producing republic, the fire nation capital of the world, Georgetown, Guyana, it's 28 degrees outside. That's what they're telling us. It's 28 degrees outside. There's a 38% chance it's going to rain this afternoon. 28 degrees outside with a 38% chance it's going to rain. But according to weather.com, our favorite place to get in touch with what's happening meteorologically, they're telling us it feels like 32 degrees. It was very wet as we came into the studios. They say it feels a lot like 32 degrees, but it's 28 degrees outside, folks. And we hope the weather is good where you are, or even if it is not, that you are making the very, very best of it. Lots of things happening. I see that motion that was brought by the opposition requiring sanctions for members of the government in the National Assembly has been scuttled, according to Demaru Waves, by the Speaker, who says that he has not seen sufficient prima facie evidence to suggest that to suggest that to suggest that there has been any infractions on the part of those persons. So again, the Speaker of the National Assembly, according to what Demar Reeves has published, has scuttled, has set aside that motion seeking sanctions, seeking censure of a number of MPs on the government side. Again, no surprises here, no surprises. The Speaker saying, according to Demar Reeves, he has not seen any prima facie evidence that has made out a case why the government MPs should be sanctioned. And you see, this is what we chronicled in the motion of no confidence against the speaker himself, that there is there isn't any impartiality, and there are very few, if any, in my memory, motions that were brought by the opposition that has ever seen the light of day, that were ever ventilated. And so this is just another one of those motions that has been set aside by the speaker. Again, because you don't want to show up the government. You don't want to put them in a bad spot. You don't want any public relations fiasco on their part. And members of the public saw for themselves on the live stream out of Parliament on the 29th day, I think it was, of December, when we had the sitting of the and passage of that infamous Natural Resources Fund Act, a bill into an act, when that was passed. And also you had the local content legislation was passed that very evening as well. Persons saw what transpired in the National Assembly and the government MPs who were involved. Lots of them on their feet, not in their seats when that motion was quote unquote passed. We believe it was passed illegally. But of course, the Speaker of the National Assembly taking the stance that he would have taken, that there isn't any evidence to support why these MPs on the government side should be censured. Of course, Mansour, of course. What else can we expect? What else should we expect? Folks, we are live on air and we aren't going to be taking any calls. Regretfully, I see somebody's trying to call us. We're going to be talking with, again, a family member of Jesus Gonzalez, that 13-year-old who lost his life recently because as a result of being hit on the head and um, and um, the damage that would have caused him internally. And he's actually being interred today. We're going to be talking with a member of Jesus' family to get some more details on what exactly transpired and why is it that they're burying their son today. Why isn't he doing the things alive and doing the things the the um, the ordinary 13-year-old should be doing? No, perhaps at school, perhaps involving some online learning, perhaps would have brought that will have come to an end based on the pandemic and the educational offerings, and perhaps just enjoying his family, enjoying family life. Why is it they're burying their 13-year-old today? So we're going to be talking a little bit about a little bit with them about that. But so glad to see so many of you here. We're the fire capital of the world. You had that fire yesterday at Ghana National Shipping Corporation. And just on the heels of that other fire at the Parkon, and that other fire during last week at that left 12 homeless, and that other fire last week in which the business place of a business place run by Chinese on Regent Street locally in Georgetown went up in flames or was badly scorched. So it's the fire capital of the world, folks. There is no place on earth like this country we inhabit. Fires every week. Fires every week, and rumors of fires. Fires every single week. So we're going to be talking a little later on in our evening broadcast, rather in the ring. We're going to be focusing a little bit about that. It's a fire nation indeed, and I'm looking at some of the some of the content we posted on social media, on Twitter, person saying the very thing. It's a fire nation. It's a fire nation. Every week it's fire. Every week. It's something. It's something. Every week. And what should be really consuming the authorities? Aren't consuming them. You know what consuming the time and attention of the authorities? Mud water. Mud water. Right? And who get called jagabats and who get called trench crappos. That's what consuming their attention. Right? That is what is consuming their attention. And not getting to the bottom of who these arsonists, if there are any, who these fire starters, if there are any. And why is it on a weekly basis in a small country like ours, a small population like ours, something goes up in flames? Something goes up in flames. And there was the Tushau's house. And I think that was Region 9, I think it was. Just last week, too. Just last week as well. Folks, as I said, those of you who are joining us today, wherever you're joining us from around the world, folks, welcome to our humble podcast, Below the Belt. Good to see each and every one of you. And we're going to be talking again with the family of Jesus Gonzalez on this tragedy. Let me try to get somebody from their family with us even now. Good to have each and every one of you on the line. Good to have each and every one of you. While we wait for them to come through, and I do have a family member with us, and I wanna welcome them to our program for the very first time. Our program Below the Belt. A very good day to you. Who are we speaking with today? Hold for us. Let me get that. Go right ahead again. You're live on our program. Let us know who we're talking with.
Wendy Gonzalez.
Wendy Gonzalez. And Wendy, you are the sister of Jesus, correct?
Gonzalez, yes. Yeah,
Great.
Jesus Gonzalez.
Great. We are so privileged to have you on with us. Our condolences to you and the family. You are live on air. This broadcast is going live all over social media right now. And we our condolences to you and the entire family on the passing of one so young, Jesus Gonzalez. And thank you so much for sharing your story with us. As we get into the story, Wendy, tell us a little bit about Jesus, the kind of 13-year-old that he was.
Mina hear good myself.
I was saying, Wendy, as we get into the story concerning how your brother died, tell us a little bit about him as a person, as a 13-year-old. Tell us a little bit about him.
Well, he when be a by me easy, when be a by like make problem and them thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
And go right ahead.
the day he every afternoon he used to come by me for catching internet, the Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
So the 20th of December he been by me in the afternoon. So I see him getting late. So I 5:30 time I send him home. I tell him Chichi, because we just call him Chichi.
Mm-hmm.
Tell Chichi go home. Go home, because he getting late. So he gone. So he left and he gone. Not knowing this, but never reach home. So near like 4 hours before reach by my grandmother where he used to live.
Take your
There
time.
this thing happened to him. So 7 o'clock, me received the call from my grandmother, and she tell me. When I answer, she tell me what happened. Mona son boss Chichi head. Tell your mother she must come quick. We got her carry hospital. So afterward, me tell my mother, and she gone. She gone for reach there. So the boy what do this? Them carry he down to Diamond Hospital.
Uh-huh.
After then send he down to the public in the ambulance. So he get admit. He spent since the 20th till the 28th of December. Then discharge he. Afterward he take him back. The 30th he take him back again. He spent it till the 11th of December. And then discharge he, the same thing he had clinic. So then my mother carry and then check up and son and send him home. So the 18th in the morning time, he take in again with this vomiting and this headache bad. So when she carry hospital, in the night, 10 o'clock, he died. The first head scan then said he had some internal bleeding, and the second one until he had his brains been swelled.
Mm-hmm.
So the third head scan, we know got the result because he died and like everything get confused. So he then the how to call it the
So
story from the
so
the record.
Jesus died at hospital.
Yeah, he died in the public hospital.
When the when we started talking about this story, you said he was on his
Mm-hmm.
way home from your house to where he lived at his
Yes,
grandmother when
by
he
my
got into
grandmother.
this problem. What exactly happened? How he got into this problem with this other 13-year-old that led to him being hit in his head? What
Well,
in your mind, based on what you know, happened there?
when this happened, day after me gone hospital, so me ask he, what really happened to you? And I decide for record he. So I got all the record on my phone. He tell me, he been walking, and so he stopped in the area there because then he used to like play through there with them little boys around there. And he said the two little boys, the one was hit in the head and the cousin, them started, he was the little buck by the Spanish buck coming,
Mm-hmm.
and them start pick trouble with he. So like couldn't call his Spanish buck, he tell him, and he tell the boy, you is a stupid black man,
Mm-hmm.
and then start run he.
Mm-hmm.
So when he start running, one must hold you, know, because he say he had some van, and he said me go run at the bottom of the van,
Mm-hmm.
but he no get chance for running at the bottom, then catch he. So then
Mm-hmm.
hit in the head.
Wow.
So come my grandmother, when my grandmother start, me actually after what happened, what she know, and she tell me, she hear a squeal.
Mm-hmm.
So she know my brother squeal. So she run out. When she run out the house, she find she see three person, a big man and the two young boy.
Mm-hmm.
The big man been washing his head. So when she reach, she asks, what happened? What happened? And he tell she Mona son bust my head. And she take over here and she start wash her head and so. So
Mm-hmm.
after she done wash her head, she tell them couple words. She tell them why they had to do he that for? Like they don't know she is an old lady and she poor and this and she is the mother and the daddy for this little boy.
Mm-hmm.
And she said the boy was hating. He even can't answer. He been crying. And
Mm-hmm.
he, like he no had word for answer. So she hold my brother and she carry home. But couple minutes after, must be half an hour after, he start vomit up and so.
Mm-hmm.
So come then decide to carry Daima hospital. And so come he passed through all this thing I don't tell
Oh
you
boy.
already.
What did they
How
hit
much
him
day
with,
he spent and
Wendy?
so.
What did they hit him with in, in his head?
A steel rod.
A steel rod. And I read
Yeah.
a report that suggests that the family of the boy would have given some money to your family to do some head scans. And when you all would have
Yes.
approached the police to get some redress for this matter, the police said to you all is a private matter. Talk to us about that.
Yes. When we decide to do the report because we see like he are going hospital, he come out, he are going back and then thing.
Mm-hmm.
So me said this thing went far, like so me decide to go station. So when me gone, for me say me want make this report, me telling the story. So them tell me the family gave I any money. Me telling yes. Them pay two head scan, that two head scan alone been do up and couple taxi and couple juice and then thing what them buy.
Mm-hmm.
So then say, well, I take money from these people, so there's a private matter, we can't do nothing about it. So me come home back. But after he died, the 19th, I gone and put the report. So come, they didn't take it serious, like, and well, we then end up to now, me no hear back nothing, like, they no tell me, what go on with the story, how we go left, or then this thing. So I decide after this done, me go see, find out what really go happen with the story.
Yep, and that's one of the reasons why we are airing it, because we want persons to know what happened and for the authorities to take action. Wendy,
Yeah.
what was the understanding that you all had, your family and the perpetrator's family? What was the understanding you all have? How come they ended up giving you all money? What was the understanding that they would stand the expenses and so forth? What was the understanding?
Yes, in the moment when it happened, then tell my grandmother though she must don't got nothing for worry about, then go run all the expense, if any head scan or anything they got to do, then go pay for it.
Wow.
But for the second head scan, when my grandmother gone for tell the by mother,
Mm-hmm.
like she been get a little bad, like. But
Mm-hmm.
after she husband, he tell my grandmother, Granny, no, auntie, me think is calls me.
Mm-hmm.
No worry about it. Anything you got to do, talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
I go responsible for everything.
Mm-hmm.
So come he pay the second head scan.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow.
So for,
Go.
when the third head scan, when he taking the third time,
Mm-hmm.
me mother call the lady and she tells she this buy a vomit. So me want buy a juice and she me want 2,000 for passing for hospital. This lady abuse of my mother until she said a thing. And she said like you want me mind you the whole year. But you know go and walk and look at children them. So
Jesus.
then done there after she done that she gone by my grandmother and start tell my grandma she knew able with this. I thought it's how to say
Wow.
like the one um how I don't know if I said the word in English.
When do you, and since that time, what has been the what has happened between your family and their family? Your brother is now dead. Your brother Jesus, he was 13. He's now dead. That was communicated to their family, and what has been how was they treated with this since that time?
Well on the day them used to go up one time hospital and so on.
Hmm.
Find out but them they not take it serious. They not been do what them is supposed to do like because them for next parents or I got understanding them could like carry in a private and do what they had to do.
Hmm. Hmm.
But now we no got chance no more for do nothing. He done there. Nothing could bring he back.
Yep, yep. That's real sad. And have they helped in any way with the funeral expenses, and all of that? Have they helped in any way?
Well, when the wake and so start
Hmm.
for the first, my husband we had me pregnant, right?
Hmm.
So we been save up couple money for buy my baby thing them and stuff when we ready for get my baby.
Hmm.
And that money what we spend afterward, um, the by daddy he called my husband and
Hmm.
he said he want expense pay the expense for everything. So my husband tell he well he done already 310,000. So he said
Hmm.
he glad for give me back the money and buy the cars and them thing. So my husband tell he alright. So we been by his house. And but the only money he give me back is 150,000. He make the receipts and me got the receipt. And for the wake, them bring the first time them bring 3 bags biscuit and 2 butter, cup of cheese, a coffee and a bag rice. This all them bring and afterward them bring a basin sandwich. Today after them bring a basin chana. And that's all what then
Wow. And Wendy, what has the police been doing since that time? What has happened? You made a report to the police station that he was hit in his head. Um, and I'm what has happened since that time? Does the police know that Jesus, your brother, 13 years old, that he would have died and all of that?
me not hear you.
Wendy, I was asking you. You were telling us what the family, the perpetrator's family, would have done since your brother passed. What has the police been doing? Have they showed any interest in getting you guys justice?
After he died, yes. After he died, then come, then collect the little boy. Them had he 3 day hold up in the Timeri station.
Hmm.
And after I said 72 hour pass and so then got for Lucy.
Hmm.
And since then, well, me no hear back nothing since then.
Wow. Wendy,
And this family nothing come, me never see them come, they say for say, oh we sorry or why you watch with sympathy or something, nothing like that. Then say I told the police and warn them and tell them, give them advice so no come wrong with. So me know.
that is my other question. Here is your brother, young Jesus. Gonzalez. He has lost his life. He was pretty much ambushed and bullied by two other teenagers, hitting his head. He succumbed to those injuries. What are you guys looking for justice? What does justice mean for you guys? You guys want justice for your brother, for this young, for your son, for this son of your family. He was somebody's grandson, Jesus Gonzalez. What is justice for you guys? When you ask for justice, what do you want?
Like, if me think with my head and think with my heart, it's so hard because
I
if the
understand.
next little boy he got jail, my brother no go come back.
Hmm.
If they give money, he no go come back still, he don't gone.
Hmm.
So what the court or what the law decide, we go accept it.
So you want this matter to go to
Once
court, and
once everything once everything doing the right way, because you got a God up top there what don't sleep.
yep,
And that God don't take bribe.
yep, yep. Folks who are listening to us, you all are hearing Wendy Gonzalez. She's the sister of Jesus Gonzalez. Her brother has lost his life, left her home, heading home. As Wendy said, when she started talking to us, he would go across by her to use the internet. He was heading home that evening, and he was accosted by two other teenagers who end up hitting him in his head. Eventually, he lost his life. And justice for her means this matter going to court and having the court determine, the law determine, what is good and just for them. And you have heard it all today. Incidentally, young Jesus Gonzalez, just 13 years old, was interred. When they tell us about that, I know you guys are right now as we speak. You guys are in the middle of burying your brother. Tell us about what is going on right now.
Well, right now, couple with family the right here. We got here in the little coffin,
Mhm.
waiting for go for bury him.
Where is here?
Sarah Joanna, lot 7.
Sarah Joanna, Block 7. And this is Sue's Dyke area. Am I right?
No, Sarah Joanna is after Canaan.
Good. So great. And you're preparing, you said he's in a little coffin there. You're preparing to go and bury your brother. How has this impacted your family? This is a member of your family who is now gone forever. How has this impacted you? You sound as though you were very close to your brother. How has this impacted you and your family?
It's something we can't explain. Like,
I understand. I understand. Well, Wendy, our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we're hoping that the authorities would intervene, and bring a solution to this problem, and ultimately, you and your family will get justice. As you said, for you, justice is this matter being considered by the authorities, it being taken to court, and them deciding what is justice for a family that has lost a 13-year old young Jesus Gonzalez. When which school did young Jesus go to?
and wow, na primary school.
What's the name of that school?
Wow, now we come from Northwest.
Oh, I see. Wendy, again, our condolences to you and the entire family and the community that I'm certain who loved Jesus, his friends from school, his friends from the neighborhood. Our thoughts and prayers go out to all of you guys. I can imagine, when the kind of trauma, the kind of hurt and pain your family is going through, having lost young Jesus, who hasn't even begun to live his life as yet. Thank you so much, Wendy, for sharing this story with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you too for here to me.
No problem at all, Wendy. It's our pleasure and privilege. Thanks, Wendy.
Yeah.
Folks, there you have it. There you have it. The sister of young Jesus Gonzalez telling us her story and asking for justice. What more could we want for the family but justice? A sad story all around. A very, very sad story all around. You heard it from her. As far as she knows, young Jesus Gonzalez went on his way home from her house to his grandmother's house where he lived. He had just finished using the internet there when he was accosted by these two teenagers, hit in the head, and ultimately succumbed to those injuries. A sad story all around, a sad story all around. And that's why, folks, we got to talk to our children. We got to talk to our kids. We got to fight for our children. Problems easy to go into. Problems easy to go into, but hard to come out of. Very, very hard. I got a 13-year-old too. My son turned 13 last August, and that's why this story resonated with me so much. On both sides, the perpetrator and the victim. On both sides. And I talked to my son. You at school, you feel as though you're being bullied, talk to the teacher. You see no action is being taken there, go to the principal. Talk to me about it. We gotta fight. It's not only about the politics and fighting the government, fighting the opposition. We gotta fight for our family. That is what matters. Folks, I say it all the time. I don't want to be a popular politician. I don't want to be a popular host of any program at the detriment of being a good parent, of being a good father. That for me is first. And that is why when we were talking with Darren Wade, attorney at law, yesterday, we were talking about family and what does quality time with your family means. When I finish all these programs, I gotta go home and spend quality time with my family. I gotta spend quality time with my children, with my wife, with my spouse. We gotta fight for our family. If we lose the family, we lose the whole society. As goes the family, goes the community. As goes the community, goes the nation. We gotta fight for our children. We got to fight for our children. This is how Wendy is the sister of Jesus, and she's fighting for justice. I spoke before the show started with both Wendy and her husband. And we got to fight. They're fighting for Jesus. Look the kind of sister she is. She has the resources for him to have internet by her house, and he's using the internet there. And it seems as though it's a routine thing. And he's walking home. His grandmother doesn't live too far. And then all of this happens. All of this happens. We got to fight for our family. Right? The perpetrator, his family got to fight for him too. Because if you're 13 and you're bullying people, imagine when you're 21. Imagine when you're 31 or 41. If you're 13, right, and somebody has lost their lives at your hand, you're going down a wrong road. You're going down a wrong road, and that family got to fight for him. And that's why I said this story is sad on all sides. But ultimately, justice needs to prevail. Whatever justice looks like, I'm not going to say what justice looks like. Wendy has articulated what justice looks like for her family. The matter must come before the competent authorities, the court, the police, and then they must decide what justice is. That's why these institutions are set up. That is why these institutions are set up. When you see we gone to parliament there and we talking about and debating about money for the judiciary, it must function. When we go and we pass millions and billions for the police force, it must function. That's what we're doing. It's not just for photo ops and you're opening new magistrates court and you want to build new police stations. For what? And people can't get redress. At the end of the day, there must be justice. Whatever that looks like, at the end of the day, when all of these systems that we put in place function the way they're supposed to function, we must have justice. And I pray as a father that the family gets justice. And that the perpetrator's family, they get the interventions that they need for this, for these young men, because they're going down a wrong road. They're going down a wrong road. They're going down a wrong road. And so all that we do in the National Assembly to create policy and legislation and laws, right? They must function that people get justice and get redress. You hear Wendy articulate young Jesus was in and out of hospital, in and out of hospital. That's another concern. The quality of healthcare is another concern. This is not a story I want to politicize by any means. But if you look at it step by step, so many things could have gone wrong there. And all Wendy Gonzalez and her family are asking for is justice for young Jesus. Not a difficult thing at all. justice for young Jesus Gonzalez. And I think they deserve that. Again, I'm not articulating what a justice is. I'm not going to articulate that. That is for the system to work out. Right? And she said, Wendy says she wants things to be done the right way. You understand me? You think you understand what that means? Things must be done the right way. Not to favor anybody. Right? Not to skew the outcome. Things must be done the right way. Folks, we got to fight for our children. We got to fight for our family. And I just out here talking, is something I try to practice every day. I got 3 boys, and every day I got to fight for them. Right? I got to fight to take care of them. I got to fight to be a resident parent in their lives. I got to fight to ensure that they are provided for. We got to fight for the kids, folks. We got to fight. And it's not a physical fight. Sometimes it's physical fight. Sometimes you got to fight the children for the children. You have the foresight. You see they're going down wrong. You can't give up. I'm thankful I had people who fought for me. I'm thankful for a mother who fought for me. You understand by telling you? Right? There had a point in my life, my mother says, don't worry, work. Get a career. Go and study. I can pay. My mother fought for me. If I had to battle working and paying for me education, I mightn't make it. I had a mother who fought for me. Right? Who fought for me? I had a community. There's the African proverb and adage, it takes a village to raise a child. I had a community that fought for me. That fought for me. I remember the day I was going home from school, and there was a bridge with a tree hanging over the bridge, and I climbed up on the rail of that bridge, and I was trying to get some fruits off of the tree. And the tree was hanging over this huge river. I was young, I could have been 13, heading home from school. And I remember a big man came up. He said, son, it ain't worth it. I climb up on the bridge, leaning over the trench. Can't swim. Trying to pick the fruit. And this man came up and he said, son, it's not worth it. It's fight the man fighting for me, It's fight the man fighting for me. But some of we look at we chairman, you say, you done gone. You starting and you done gone already. Make it for yourself. Make it for yourself. Look, this 6-year-old we featured in our program last week. 6 years old. He's walking from Little Diamond to Diamond Grove, hunting for food. Nobody fighting for him, He got to fight for himself. Fighting for lunch, fighting for dinner. Folks, we got to fight for our kids. And that I mean Nintendo and Nike and the latest books and the latest boots and so on. My mother fought for me. You understand? I can tell you my story one day. I'll give you out bits and pieces. I lived there when other children had toys. We had books for gift. And I could remember my mother writing in those books, read for your life. Book. Till now, my mother still buys me books. Every now and again, I see a book come. And then there's an inscription inside. Most of them had the one inscription, read for your life. Read for your life. Some of us, we ain't fighting for we children. You know what we're doing? Birthday is the shortest clothes. Cleavage outside. Right? Buy your children a good book. I inherited that. I happy my mother gifted me that. The love for books. I didn't understand it then. But we shall understand it better by and by. I didn't understand it then. Books in my backside. Books. When I was 13, 14, I reading the autobiography of Nancy Reagan. I ain't reading, but Transcendental Meditation in China. My mother was fighting for me. We children won't understand it when we're going through it. The perpetrator's family. But you see, when you got to bring it out, You got to bring out the potential. right? You got to develop the personality. You got to fight for the children. Or else, police go fight against them outside there. You understand me? The SWAT team go fight against them outside there. People can treat them anyhow. People can treat them anyhow. Folks, you got to fight. You got to fight for the children. I don't know how else to put it. You all listen to Wendy's story? Wendy's the sister of Jesus, and she out here. Jesus has gone to the grave, and Wendy's still out here fighting. Wendy's still out here fighting for Jesus. You know, as he love her sister to her brother, out here fighting for Jesus. And some of us, we turn alive and well, and we don't give up. We don't throw in the towel. Right? We say fight over. I tired. We gotta fight. And whatever justice is to this family, I hope they get it. And I hope the perpetrator's family, they get the help that they need to bring them back on course. And they can go on to be productive citizens. Life unfinished, you know. Life unfinished yet. As long as you're breathing, you can get up and change your life any day. Life unfinished for them. I hope they get the intervention that they need and they can go on to be productive citizens in this country and contribute to society in a good way, in a positive way. But if they don't get that, problems follow we. Problems for each and every one of us if they don't get that. So that is my encouragement to you, right? You see, these programs for me personally, these programs we have, it's more about coming feeling nice and, you know, bringing the issues, getting big numbers and big viewership and lots of likes and share. What action we can take after? How are we going to live differently after? What action we can take? It's not just about the likes and the loves and how much programs you do and how much people watching. It's what action can we take collectively. I hope some of you all go and you operate differently. It makes no sense we come and we talk, y'all hear Wendy's story, and y'all gone and you see a child and you say, oh, you good for nothing, you. Yeah? You're going to end up like them two that hit Wendy brother. No. That can't be approach. You child young and you give up already? No. No, that's not the way. No, that's not the way. Must be a better way. Better must come. Quote unquote, Nigel Hughes. Better must come. Folks, come on. Catch yourself. All right? Catch yourself. That being said, folks, it's a privilege having each and every one of you. The National Assembly is sitting today. And as I said, we got to connect policies to what Wendy is going through and their family and the perpetrator's family. We got to connect policies that help them. Because if we don't help them, that problem come to bother all of us, you know. That problem will come to bother all of us as a society, as a country, as a nation, if we don't help them now. If we don't help them now, it come to bother all of us. You got to fight. We're following this story where the stepfather stabbed the son because the mother didn't finish cooking, according to the story we covered last week. And he was abusing the mother. The 19-year-old son stepped in. And the report is that he stabbed the son. What an ungodly thing. An unnatural thing. And the police caught him over the weekend. He disguised as a woman. Somebody didn't fight for him, you know. I can tell you that. He disguised as a woman. And now the law got to take its course. If the woman didn't cook for you, cook for your damn self. Your handbrake. All them Chinese shop you got. You can buy a little half Chinese, buy a bag of tennis roll and a little quarter pound of cheese and make your eats. He's abusing the woman. And the son now got to fight for the mother. Intervene because the mother was being abused according to the report. And the stepfather, His surrogate father, who should be looking out for him and fighting for him, is fighting against him and took out a knife, according to the story, the reports we have, and stabbed him. And look the kind of man he is. He cannot live up to his responsibility. He's just like a woman now. And like, he's running from his responsibility. He did the act. And he's now running from it, just like a woman. Now, if he look at himself in a mirror, he could tell, you can't pass. You give women a bad name. Can you imagine that? The woman unfinished cooking. And he starts to abuse her. Jesus. You understand the problems we got to fix in this country? You understand the problems we got to fix in this country? That's why I tell you, I like focus, you know. I hold in a focus. I hold in a focus. I hold in a focus, people. And in 2022, pace and power, we got to hold a focus. Don't get distracted. Don't get sidetracked. Hold a focus, people. Now, I hope you guys have been tuning in. I see some of the comments. You guys have been tuning into the debates that are happening in the National Assembly. I am very happy that you guys are following what is happening. These things mean something. These things mean something. If more money is just spending on big projects than is spending on social programs that alleviates some of these very problems we're discussing, where we go in? We got big high-rise buildings and big shore bases and this, but there's no value for human life. Where we going then? Where we going? It means when you get a little money when the month comes, you can't even walk down the road peacefully and enjoy it. You can't even step out your bridge and enjoy where you're living, or fear somebody walking past you ain't liking you and busting your head. So those things got to touch the average citizen. Going to touch the average citizen. You think when they concerned with shore base, when they concerned with New Demerara Harbor Bridge and 5-lane, just want justice. What's a good life for Wendy? Walking down the road and people are busting your damn head. And that when you go to the police station, people actually taking your complaint seriously. And they're not determining for you as a private and what's a public matter. What's a private and what's a police matter. It's the simple things, you know. Everybody want $1 million salary. Some people just want running water. Right? Just want to move from cooking with kero to cooking with the gas. Right? Just want a good, stable power supply that I can watch little Netflix and little whatever else they got. Just want a little stable power supply that I could press the clothes on a regular and go to work. While we talking about all these things, we say Gonzalez 5 people, shore base and this base and that base, and we lose in touch with the base, the real base. So folks, stay in tune with what's happening in Parliament. We love that you guys are engaged. Stay in tune, and we're going to be covering some of that on our programs. Tomorrow morning, I want you guys to wake up early. You're going to brush your teeth and so on. Don't show up and looking anyhow. Carry yourself proper in 2022. We're going to be launching our morning program, a simple morning program to keep you guys updated. You know, sometimes when we get to this hour, it's so much happening. We can't share everything in 12 o'clock, and so much sometimes overtake what we want to do. We had planned to talk today about some of the budgetary issues and so forth, talk with a couple of parliamentarians, and then the Gonzalez family said that they wouldn't mind being on and sharing their story because they want justice, and we want to give way to that because it's the people that matter. And if the people want to talk to us, we want to talk to them. And so we give way to the program we actually had talking about the budget and its ramifications to the average citizen, to talk to them. And I'm happy that we did and that we've been able to share that with you. Keep them in your thoughts and prayers, both families. Those of you who are spiritual, no, lots of you watch this program, or religious people, keep them in your thoughts and prayers. I think that's one way we can help them. Keep them in your thoughts and in your prayers. Guys, and we're going to see you guys back here This evening in the ring, where we cover some other stories. Selena Fraser, good to see you, Selena. Marlon Thomas, good to see you out there as well. Glennis Mingo Byrne, thank you guys for joining our podcast today. Florette Jacobs Ward, good to see you as well. Rose Anna, good to see you. Sharon Grant, good to see you as well, Sharon. Roger Can, Roger is watching us from Toronto. Good to see you, Roger. Citred Gibson. Guys, this is what we love doing. This is we passion, curating information, getting insights, pursuing the news, going after the truth wherever it leads. Just for you, because we know that you guys value the information so much. Going after these issues on your behalf. Help us to continue to do this and even more. Why don't you consider contributing to our program? On a monthly basis is best for us because we're doing this day after day, week after week, month after month. But even if you only have a one-time offering for now, a one-time contribution, we got several platforms available, again, just for your convenience. The Cash App. Our Cash App handle is a dollar sign in the ring 592. Our Cash App handle is a dollar sign in the ring 592. Our PayPal and our Zelle platform, our email address is the same for both Zelle and PayPal. It's in the ring 592 at gmail.com. In the ring 592 at gmail.com. And then we're available at MMG as well. That is the local Cash App. DGT, that's their platform. We're available there via phone number 627-6963. 627-6963. We are available via MoneyGram and Western Union as well. And if you guys need any guidance on how to reach us there, you can WhatsApp us at that very MMG number. That very 627-6963 number. WhatsApp us there and we give you any guidance you need. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. I'm heading over to the National Assembly to be part of what's happening there, but we're going to be back here with you at 8 p.m. and there might be updates during the course of the afternoon as well across social media, so stay tuned there. But definitely we're going to be back in the ring at 8 o'clock with you guys, bringing you some of what has transpired over the last 24 hours and perhaps even over the weekend that we think you ought to know about. We're going to be back in the ring at 8 and hope to see you guys. But thanks for being here with us below the belt. Thanks for being here with us. Share the broadcast before you go. As well, guys, as we want you to smash that emoji button. Good to see you, St. Romaine Adams and Rami Leander, Rita Clark. Good to see you, Maureen Coppin Williams and Florette Jacobs Ward. Great to see you, Florette. Great to see you. All of you fantastic folks. Ian, great to see you. Beatrice, good to see you as well. Rita. Good to see you guys. Thanks for joining our international podcast, Below the Belt. Tomorrow, as I said, we start our humble morning program, and we hope to have that like in the ring every day of the week, and then we're going to take a break on the weekends. But we're starting our morning program at 8 tomorrow for about an hour or so, and then we're back in the ring. We're back below the belt for middays, and then we're going to be on in the evenings again in the ring. In the evening, and we're grateful that you guys have allowed us to do this because of your contributions. And as we say, every cent you guys send us goes towards building these programs for you because we know how you value what's happening around us and us getting the information for you. So a big thank you to you. A big thank you to you for making this possible. Look out for our morning program beginning tomorrow morning. Tomorrow is the first day of February already, people. Can you believe it? The first day of February. You see why it is we got to go after 2022. Don't wait for things to happen. Make things happen. Right? Don't wait for a seat at the table. Bring your own damn seat. Bring your own seat and the table. You got to go after things, folks. Just the other day, we were wishing each other Happy New Year. First day of the New Year. First day of the New Year. Today is the last day. Tomorrow is the first day of February. And then we got to start talking about lovey-dovey things because we're heading into Valentine's. We got to start talking about lovey-dovey things because we're heading into Valentine's. We're heading into Valentine's. The time is rushing by. Stop planning. Just do. Potential must become performance in 2022. Stop planning and planning and planning. Some people are always planning the whole life. They're planning, 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 planning. Action, action now, action. We must be moved to action in 2022. Thanks for being here with us, folks. See you back here at 8. See you back here at 8. Good to see each and every one of you. Diane Graves, Andy, how you doing? Yolanda, how y'all doing? Dion Clementson, good to see you. Lauren Jones, good to see you. Hope you guys are having a fantastic time where you are, and the weather is treating you kindly. Whether it's snowing, whether it's raining, whether it's high winds, whether it's hot, we hope that you rise to the challenges. Thanks for joining us, each and every one of you. Have a fantastic, fantastic rest of the afternoon. See you guys back here at 8 p.m. in the ring. Thanks for joining us for our international podcast, Below the Belt. Stay safe, guys. Marlon Thomas, stay safe. Lauren Jones, stay safe. Good to see all of you guys. Thanks for joining us once more. Stay safe.